Countries with the most oil reserves. Number 10. Libya. Libya has the 9th largest proven oil reserves in the world, with an estimated 48.4 billion barrels of oil as of January 2019. The country's major oil fields are located in the central and eastern parts of the country, with the largest being the Sirte Basin, which holds an estimated 24 billion barrels of oil. Libya also has vast oil reserves in the Gulf of Sirte, the Merzouq Basin, and the Ghadames Basin. The country's oil production was disrupted in 2011 due to civil war, but since the conflict ended, production has been steadily rising. As of 2019, Libya produces an estimated 1.2 million barrels of oil per day. Libya is also involved in the North African gas pipeline, which runs from the Sirte Basin to the Italian coast and provides Europe with natural gas. Number 9. Russia. Russia is estimated to have the largest oil reserves in the world, with 80 billion barrels of proven reserves. It is the world's biggest producer of oil and natural gas, and is the world's second largest exporter of oil after Saudi Arabia. Russian oil production is dominated by large state-controlled companies such as Rosneft and Lukoil. The majority of its oil production is exported, mainly to European countries and the US. Additionally, Russia has considerable undeveloped reserves in its Arctic region, further boosting its total oil reserves. Russia is also a leading producer of unconventional oil, such as oil shale and tight oil, which can be extracted from difficult-to-reach areas. Number 8. United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, is a major holder of oil reserves in the Middle East. According to the Oil and Gas Journal, the UAE holds the world's 7th largest proven oil reserves at 97.8 billion barrels as of January 1, 2021. The bulk of its oil reserves are located in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, which holds an estimated 92.2 billion barrels of oil. Additionally, the Emirates of Dubai and Sharjah also have significant oil reserves totaling over 4 billion barrels each. Abu Dhabi is also the largest producer of oil in the UAE with a production of 3.1 million barrels per day. As a result, the UAE has become an important player in the global oil market and an important source of energy security for the region. Number 7. Kuwait. Kuwait is a small country located in the Middle East, with an estimated population of just over 4 million people. It has a long history as an oil-producing nation, and is currently ranked 7th in the world for proven oil reserves. According to the most recent estimates, Kuwait holds an estimated 102.5 billion barrels of oil reserves, which is the 6th largest in the world. The country is highly dependent on oil for its economy, and is a key member of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Kuwait's oil is of high quality, and the country's economy has been heavily reliant on oil revenues over the years. In addition to oil production, Kuwait is also a key player in regional politics and is home to a large number of international banking institutions. Number 6. Somalia. Somalia, a country located in the Horn of Africa, is a relatively small producer of oil. The country has an estimated 5.07 billion barrels of oil reserves, ranking it at number 48 on the list of countries with the most oil reserves. This is in comparison to the world's largest oil reserves, held by Venezuela, 303.2 billion barrels, and Saudi Arabia, 266.5 billion barrels. Somalia's oil reserves are largely offshore, in the Indian Ocean. Oil exploration in Somalia has been hindered by political instability and a lack of infrastructure. In the past, the United Nations has imposed an arms embargo to prevent the supply of weapons to the country, and the government has had difficulty establishing control of the oil fields. However, progress has recently been made to restore Somalia's oil industry. In 2020, the country announced an offshore oil and gas licensing round in partnership with the World Bank, and foreign oil interests have since expressed interest in the bidding process. Number 5. Iraq. Iraq has the 5th largest proven oil reserves in the world, estimated at 147 billion barrels. Iraq is estimated to have 7.5% of the world's total oil reserves. Iraq is an OPEC member, and it has been estimated that the country produces about 4.6 million barrels a day, making it the 2nd largest producer in OPEC after Saudi Arabia. Iraq has been undergoing a period of increased production since 2003 after the fall of the Saddam Hussein regime. To maximize the recovery from its oil reserves, Iraq is currently making investments in its oil infrastructure and developing new fields. Iraq is also working to improve its refining and export capabilities. The country is looking to increase its daily output to 6 million barrels a day in the next few years, and is also working on opening new fields in the southern region. Number 4. Canada. Canada is the world's fourth largest holder of proven oil reserves, with 165.2 billion barrels as of 2019. Canada's oil reserves are located mainly in the western provinces of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and British Columbia. Alberta is home to the vast majority of these reserves, containing an estimated 169.5 billion barrels of crude oil and bitumen in 2019. Saskatchewan is the second biggest holder of oil reserves in Canada, containing an estimated 23.1 billion barrels of oil in 2019. The majority of the oil reserves in Saskatchewan are located in the province's southern region, particularly in the Bakken Formation, a large area of sedimentary rocks known for its high-quality crude. British Columbia holds the third largest amount of oil reserves in the country, with an estimated 10.9 billion barrels of oil. The majority of these reserves are found in the Montney Formation in the province's northeastern region. Number 3. Iran. Iran has the second largest proven oil reserves in the world, estimated at 158.4 billion barrels. It has the world's fourth largest proven gas reserves, estimated at 1,187 trillion cubic feet, which is equivalent to 18% of the world's reserves. Iran is the third largest producer of oil in the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. In 2015, Iran produced 3.98 million barrels per day (BBLD) of oil, accounting for 4.5% of OPEC's total production, and 3.9% of the world's total output. In addition to oil and gas, Iran is estimated to be the world's fourth largest producer of crude oil condensates, which is a light hydrocarbon liquid extracted from natural gas fields. Iran also has the potential to be a major exporter of liquefied natural gas, LNG, and is developing its liquefaction infrastructure in order to become a major exporter in the coming years. Number 2. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the world's largest holder of oil reserves, with an estimated 266 billion barrels in 2019. The country has been the world's largest exporter of petroleum since the 1950s and is currently the world's top producer, with production levels reaching a record high of 12.7 million barrels per day in 2019. Saudi Arabia has been able to maintain such high levels of production due to its vast and easily accessible oil fields, including the Ghawar field, which is the world's largest oil field. The country is also investing heavily in new technologies and infrastructure to ensure future extraction of oil reserves. The country is also a major player in the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, which it uses to coordinate production and pricing of oil on the global market. Number 1. Venezuela. Venezuela is one of the countries with the most oil reserves in the world, with an estimated 297 billion barrels held as of 2019. This makes Venezuela the country with the largest proven oil reserves in the world, surpassing Saudi Arabia and making up roughly 17.2% of the total global oil reserves. Venezuela's oil reserves are mainly located in the Orinoco Belt, the largest oil reserve in the world. The reserves are mostly heavy crude oil, which requires specialized refineries to process. In addition to their extensive oil reserves, Venezuela is also rich in natural gas, containing the world's second largest proven natural gas reserves. Venezuela is also one of the world's leading exporters of oil, exporting over 2 million barrels of oil per day to the United States, India, China, and other countries. Thanks for watching this video about the countries with the most oil reserves. Make sure to subscribe for more fun and interesting facts about curiosities around the world. See you in the next video.